5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you habitually using drugs, stimulants, alcohol?
No.
No. Just asking. Are you, Alice, menstruating right now?
What has that got to do with it?
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Scafachiverse. I am Anthony Scafachi.
I'm Alec Gigax.
And we want to welcome you back to another episode. And thank you for following us everywhere you do. Check us out on Spotify or really anywhere you get your podcast. We're now on TikTok.
That's true.
Yep.
And YouTube. Even a lot of these
YouTube.
are video recorded now.
We're starting to do video recordings.
Dude.
We got a pretty cool video camera that's
It's coming. Right.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
on its
here
way.
now. Yeah.
That soon you're going to get
Right.
a little bit better quality videos.
Yeah, buddy. And
we're gonna
good
be,
audio on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
it's
going to
gonna
be doing
great,
a lot
dude.
more.
Things in the future are going to be great. Things
Yeah.
now are great.
Yeah, things
They're
are
gonna
getting
be
better.
greater
We're
still.
falling deeper and deeper into the debt hole.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, we're burning money.
You're burning money
that
trying
we
to
can't possibly get
hope
back.
to reclaim later,
Right.
but maybe one day.
Yeah,
So,
doesn't do
but,
you any good in the grave.
but we got a great episode for you. We have a guest coming
Right,
on,
which we'll get to in just a minute.
Yep. But before we do that, we
Right.
are going to have a Just the Tip. Who's
Yeah.
the sponsor
Hey,
for Just the Tip?
our saying that we don't make any money, and that's no knock against our sponsors. Our
No.
sponsors are great. We
No.
love our sponsors. Especially, we did actually get something out of this sponsor, Bruisin'.
Yeah.
Makers of distinguished malt beverages since 1938. Give that fella a bruisin'.
All
He's
right.
earned it.
Al, so what is today's tip?
All right, today's tip is when you go to a developing country, an impoverished country, like when I was in Peru, for example,
Sure.
or even if you go to Mexico or India or whatever, and you're in like a bazaar.
Or Baltimore.
Yeah, and people are selling their wares in this bazaar for ridiculously cheap prices.
Uh-huh.
You know, let's say they want to sell you some sunglasses for $5.
Okay.
So don't try to nickel and dime them down to $4. That's my tip. Like, dude, it's already really cheap.
Sure.
And, you're used to spending $20 in the United States, and you go there and you spend $5, dude, you're already getting a really good deal.
Yeah.
And that marginal difference to go from $5 to $4
Sure.
doesn't really mean anything to you as the rich American tourist. But it means a lot to this poor person who
Yeah.
doesn't have clean drinking water. They really need that extra dollar.
Sure, yeah.
And it's not a game. People treat haggling like it's this game that, I'm going to get one over on
Zero-sum game, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
there's a winner and there's a loser.
Yeah,
Art of the deal.
Right, exactly. And so, dude, just give him a break. If it's a fair price, just pay the fair price and share the wealth a little bit.
All right.
That's my tip.
All right. So we're going to get to our guest. Our guest is ODB. I found him on Reddit. He was posting these videos where he breaks down and tests all the abilities in the game at every single position. And
Right.
dude, this guy is like a weird scientist kind of.
Right, that's why we did that opening.
Yeah.
Don't trust me, bro. I'm a scientist.
Yeah,
Or,
I like-
what is it?
it's-
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Look, I'm not that smart, right? And I'm not that patient.
Yeah.
But ODB is. So we're gonna bring him on. ODB, are you there?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Just
Nice.
ready to do this.
All
Dude,
right.
it's so cool to hear the same voice that I hear on the YouTube videos. People say that to us, like when they call or whatever, like, "Oh my God, you guys sound just like on the podcast," and now it's happening on the other end. Like,
Look at you, fanboy.
yeah, ODB sounds just like when I was learning about how trucking really works.
Yeah. So the thing is ODB when you're doing these videos first, like. How did you get started testing these? What compelled you to like dive into these weeds and figure out like what works and what doesn't?
Yeah, so it's going to be probably a lame answer for a lot of people. I really wanted to know more about the ability Quick Step. And I was on YouTube. I'm looking for different abilities. I used to play a lot of NBA 2K, and there was a guy on there named 2K Toots. And the 2K Labs, that they did all these ability testings. They ran, they had modified controllers, and they're doing all these really cool things. So I figured that's got to be out there for college football. It's a pretty big game, just like Madden.
Sure, yeah.
And I started searching. I couldn't find anything, and I'm like, okay, well, I could probably do that. So I did one test video, and then I did another one for takeoff. And about the third one in, I was like, okay, I'm actually kind of enjoying this, and I'm getting some traction here.
Sure, yeah, like
why not
niche
keep
city,
doing
right?
it? What's that?
Yeah, like your little niche now, like this. I could be that guy.
Right.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. My wife looked at me like I'm crazy.
That was my
but
next
yeah,
question.
we've
It's
all
like,
had that look.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like when you sit your wife down to explain this to her, like, okay, babe, get ready for this shit. It's gonna blow your mind, and you start explaining Quick Step to her. How long before she just gets up and walks out of the room?
Yeah, I don't know if she looked at me the first couple of videos that I explained. I'm explaining them, and she goes, "That's great, hon. Yeah, you
Yeah.
keep doing that video game stuff on your Nintendo."
All right, so for the listeners, because obviously Anthony and I, let's say that we're experts. For the listeners, what is Quick Step?
So Quick Step is an ability that offensive linemen have. It allows them to pull a little bit faster when you're doing like a power run or
Right.
one of those schemes, right? So I just wanted to see how fast somebody was moving, really.
Okay, so how do you set up that test? Like, kind of walk us through. Unlike your wife, we are nerds
Yeah.
who are into
Yeah,
it.
we're
So
totally
walk us
into this.
through how you did it, how you tested it.
Yeah, so I mean, each ability is going to be a little bit different on the testing metrics and how I actually am going to test it. But this one in particular, I essentially just went from the snap of the ball, and I'm going in this program called Canova, and I'm going frame by frame when the ball is actually snapped to when the offensive lineman got to a mark on the field, and I
Okay.
was timing everything based off of that. So I was seeing if bronze is faster than no ability, and what point did it really matter to somebody.
Right. Okay. So let me go a little bit deeper into the weeds, dude. There's going to be a lot of weeds in
Yeah.
this episode. So how did you adjust the players to give them these different abilities? Like, how do you make that happen?
Yeah, so that's one of the struggles of this. In other games, you can just, there's no NIL, right? So you
Right.
can go in and edit any player you want. But with this one, I have to go into Dynasty mode. I have to recruit the players that I want
Oh,
with the right
man.
archetypes. Then I have to sim a couple seasons ahead of time. So I have a Dynasty with probably about like 25 teams that I'm like constantly scrolling through to find the right
Wow.
player, the right matchup. So I can go in and edit the actual player's attributes, give them the ability, but I only get one shot because once that ability's on there, that
Right.
player's done. I can't go backwards.
Oh my God, what a process!
Yeah, so like,
Okay.
go ahead.
Oh, so dude, what was the result? I mean, all this work goes in. You figure out how to
Yeah.
do it. What'd you find out?
Yeah, Quick Step, I was disappointed. I get the information and I go, oh, I guess I should stop at silver on this one. I shouldn't really even want to get platinum. And that was the first time I was like, okay, that threw me off. I expected most of EA's abilities to be very linear and just
Yeah.
have this constant progression. But that right there showed me it doesn't. And so what else is out there?
All right.
Okay, so now, you start going through every position, right? Every position has multiple archetypes. Each archetype gets different abilities. So you're talking about, over the course of the entire game, how many different abilities are there even? Like 100? Are we at 100 different abilities?
Honestly, I don't have that number off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, I got 24 videos, about 24 videos out right now just on archetypes, and I would say about halfway done, so maybe 50
Okay.
to 65
Because there's
abilities,
some
not
overlap.
including your mental ones.
Yeah.
Right.
But-
There is overlap, right? With some attributes go across positions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll have things like a good one I just did was sidestep. I'm posting the video later today on Tuesday, but I mean, there's probably about 6 archetypes that use that one.
Okay. And so now, how many reps will it take you to where you feel like, okay, I've done a good scientific test and the result is repeatable, like just any good science.
Right.
And where you determine, okay, this test is now valid. I can report that this ability works in this way. How long does that take?
Yeah, so generally speaking, I kind of just start with everyone being about 20 reps per level. If I can get a repeatable result. A good example, though, just the other day, I did one, and I spent like 80 reps on one level trying to get it dialed in. I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like, why is this getting worse?
Was it the knockout one?
I think it might have been the
Dude.
knockout one. I just was sitting there and I was like, come on, like, why is it getting worse?
I watched the video, and what's amazing to me, so knockout is the defense's ability to, when they hit a player who's caught the ball, to jar the ball loose.
Yeah, and get the incomplete.
And get the
or
incompletion.
maybe a fumble, right?
Right. And so what was amazing to me watching the video is how you had the receiver catching the ball in the same place and getting hit by the same defender over and over again. That feels impossible. How do you pull off something like that?
He gives his wife the
Yeah.
controller. He's like, "Hey, babe, I need you just
wish.
make sure you catch this ball."
Right.
I wish. I mean, so sometimes these are very difficult to set up because a lot of times you have to do it in practice mode, which is fine. But for this specific test, I'm looking for a pass that has the exact same hitch on every single route. Then I have to
Right.
throw it correctly every time. And so what you don't see is the hour and a half to 2 hours of gameplay footage just to get a 4-minute video.
Dude.
Yeah, because it's like sometimes I'm sitting there probably for a half hour trying to figure out how am I going to set this test up to be repeatable.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Is this fun for you, or is it like work and you're just crazy to do it?
A little column A, a little
Okay.
column B, I think. I mean, honestly, there's some abilities that are fun, right? Again, sidestep. I just did that one. It's a fun ability to play with.
All right, for the listeners, what does sidestep do?
So sidestep is just your ability to juke better,
Okay.
right? So it's a fun ability though. Like I can do 40, 50 reps on that per level compared to pull down where I'm watching my quarterback get sacked over and over. And I'm like, "Oh, this is just this is boring."
Right. That's cool. Do you have... I'm reluctant to ask this question because it'll draw me into the weeds, but I can't help myself.
Sure. Let the tism out.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have a background in data science?
No, I don't. My degree's in sociology.
Notoriously non-repeatable experiments.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So ODB. So now, you're testing all these different abilities. Have you found what is, say, the highest value ability that you have found where
So far, yeah.
that so far in your testing where you're like, this ability is, if you can get it, this is like a game changer.
Yeah, some of that is, I'm going to give you that boring answer of it depends on how you play, right? Because if you're not somebody who runs the triple option, don't get option king, right?
That makes
If you're
sense.
somebody
yeah.
if you're somebody who wants to pass the ball all the time, cutter is going to be more important to you because it gives your receiver the ability to make those precise cuts. But I would say if I had to just throw one out there, I'd say downhill
Yeah.
is very,
yeah.
very good.
And it's fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. And then it also falls into a tree that's generally cheaper. And so that gives you a lot of value. When I look at something that's not going to give you value, it's to me is one of those things. It's in the strength category. It's going to cost you a lot to get it. And then it's not very good, like head first. I'm sure some people are out there saying, well, you did the test wrong. I'm pretty decent with this. And I honestly just wasn't that good.
Yeah, they should back off.
Right. Now,
so he's a scientist.
I watched these as well, but they did conflate in my head. One of them is when you reach maximum speed or close to it, you're more likely to break tackles. Is that downhill?
Yes, that's downhill.
Okay, yeah, that was a good one. And dude, and just watching the video, it's really fun to see those defensive players get trucked and
So-
see them on their ass.
And so you kind of already answered it. Of the lowest value, that would be things like strength, any strength related ability, because it costs so much to get, versus the actual usage of it, what you're going to get out of it.
Well, I wouldn't go that far and say that it's any strength related, because one test that I found very interesting was arm bar and your stiff arm ability. Really, you get that Derrick Henry out there. It surprised me. It had the second highest break tackle rate out of anything I've tested so far. So I could see somebody saying, hey, I can build my player around this, right? Whereas with head first, not so much. That's just me.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Oh, so I'm wondering, are you planning to go through all of the skills?
That's the goal. Some of them are just really
won't tell your
difficult to
wife.
figure out how to get done. A lot of the quarterback abilities are really hard. And then some of them, like I'll do a test on it and nothing happens. I just did duress last week and I'm like, there's nothing happening with this ability. Is it broken completely or am I doing it wrong?
Yeah, like maybe the test isn't right or whatever. So,
yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's tough.
so this
is.
this opens up, to me, a lot of like potential where EA might eventually find use for you because you are doing. I would imagine they're doing
It
this
takes
too.
playtesting to another level.
Yeah, but
Right.
but I imagine like in development they're doing this kind of stuff too, or are they?
They should be.
Yeah,
Do you
right?
get that impression? Do you get the impression that they are actually testing this stuff?
I don't know if they're actually testing it this way. And I say that because if they were, I would assume there'd be more equalness across the ability scope. Like
Right.
things that cost a lot would be really good, and then things that were cheap would be okay. But some of this stuff is really good, and it's in the elusiveness tree, which is cheap, and then you have things that are really bad or don't work at all so far. And so I don't know if they are. I think they might, coding wise, they code it out and they say, yeah, that should work. But I don't
Well,
know.
so something I learned from gaming over years and years and years of gaming is that it doesn't matter how much internal playtesting they do. On day one of release, the public has done infinitely more and will do infinitely more in one day than they can do ever internally because every player that picks it up is putting in hours. The difference is like I'm not thinking of, oh, I got this ability, I'm going to be able to do this thing. But now when I watch your videos, I do. And I feel like there's some potential competitive edges here that other people, if
This is why
they
you watch those videos.
Yeah, they need to start watching these videos. If you're in a comp league and you're just throwing shit at the wall, right, you need to check out ODB's videos because there's edges in here that the early birds getting that worm.
Right. So ODB, for yourself, has it changed the way you approach the game?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I was always a zone coverage type person, really bend, don't break type
Dude, that's me.
defense.
So tell me I'm an idiot or something. What am I doing
That's how
wrong?
I've always been, right?
Yeah.
Then I did a test. One of the first ones that really kind of threw that for a loop was blanket coverage, which is the defensive back's ability to stick with their receiver. And I saw in the testing, the moment you threw the ball, the AI defensive back was anticipating the route so much greater. It was night and day. And I was like, wait a minute, I might have something here. And then just in one of my online dynasties, I started running a lot of cover 4 with this blanket coverage and that match concept going into man. And all of a sudden, they weren't passing nearly as well. And I was like, okay, I think I might have something here.
Yeah.
All right. So do you, when your recruits or when you're playing in Dynasty, you can have auto progression on where the players attribute their own skill points. I presume you prefer to do this manually.
Yes, I do. For these specific types of scenarios, if I want to kind of really get what I'm looking for. Now, I will say this, though. Online dynasties, I might want to go to auto progression just for fairness. Just in general, it makes the game a little bit more fun.
Yeah, and probably most players aren't willing to put in that time to micromanage each individual player.
Dude, you no. People are out there and they're
Maybe some
micromanaging
people are. Yeah, that's right.
because they know that doing it yourself is so much more efficient.
Right.
And so they're like, the computer sucks at this. I'm going to do it myself. And that's why their whole team is filled with like 99 players.
All right.
Because they're min-maxing to death.
So let's talk about this where you are absolutely going to micromanage your player, which is in Road to Glory. So do you play Road to Glory?
I've dabbled a little bit in Road to Glory.
Okay.
It feels a little repetitive on.
It's more than a little repetitive.
yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot repetitive.
I just posted a wish list video the other day about like how I would like to see Road to Glory and maybe like a meets Dynasty online. I think that would be a fun thing. But yeah, it's a little repetitive. I played it a little bit, but didn't really dive super deep in.
Okay, so for those of us who are playing Road to Glory, the skills that we're talking about, the downhill, the quick step, they're still the same skills. So if I am a Road to Glory pocket passer, what skills should I be looking to develop?
Well, first you got to get repeatable tests on those ones because those are difficult to get.
Yeah,
But
I guess
would
that's true. Yeah.
I would say, just looking at some of the things I've seen so far, on time would be probably a very good skill. The ability to anticipate a throw.
Yeah,
and
I don't
increasing
do
your
that one.
accuracy.
Good to know.
And then,
okay.
and then also resistance. The
That's-
ability to resist pressure
Sure.
that causes inaccuracies.
Dude, all right, good to know. Yeah, and for a pocket passer, accuracy is
yeah.
everything. Dude, that's good advice. I don't do that.
Okay, ODB.
All right.
So now the question that I had, which was thresholds. What are like the key thresholds that you're seeing? Like, is there a universal number across all the archetypes? Like for example, like 87. Once things hit 87, you're jumping into a new category, or are they just different for every ability? What's in your testing? What have you found that there's like a magic number, or is it even existing?
Yeah, so from what I've seen so far, I've done some threshold testing, not a ton, but a little bit on change of direction, juke, and spin move, and it seems like your nines, right? So your 79, your 89, that is that threshold number, or excuse me, the 90, the 80, the 90.
Yeah.
There's also one other one, so you'll have like a 94 that will give you an ability. That from what I've seen, but I haven't done super in depth. I haven't put that actual video out yet. I was actually looking at it last night again, and sometimes it's just hard to get those tests in there to see the actual difference, like in change of direction. Now, juke is a little bit easier, but I would say your whole numbers, your 80, 90, things like that.
It's
So from an 83 to an 87, there's not necessarily going to be a big difference, but from an 88 to a 91, there will be.
Yes, that's what I'm seeing. Is that
Okay.
It's almost like if you look at your caps on your player and say, "Hey, this guy can go from an 83 to an 87," I wouldn't bother.
Because
I would say
you're
for
not really
something
going to
else.
get anything, right?
Right.
And that's the min maxing
Yeah.
that people don't know.
Dude,
And
I'm
that's
going to dominate.
yeah. Well, I mean, this is the kind of thing that if you understand how the attributes work, you understand how the math works, because certain things cost very little.
Right.
So, like, to raise awareness sometimes is like one
Sure.
skill point to raise awareness. But if you're only going to go from, like, let's say, I don't know, 81 to 86.
Right. If it's
There's
not
no
going to
point.
get you to the threshold.
Yeah, don't spend that
Right,
money.
That's
Right,
interesting.
where you're better off maybe if your guy's already at 78 and you can get him to 81, well, now that's worth it. And so now
Right.
you can min-max your player to the best of your ability and actually get value out of it and not piss away these points that are hard to come by, especially when you have to stop beating your fucking head against the wall in these mini games.
Right.
Like, you have to survive that part too.
Right.
Just for that stupid skill point.
All right, so ODB, let me ask you, do you also play the game for fun?
I used to play it a lot more for fun. I've noticed as I kind of made this, choice.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I start to go right into like, what can I clip? What can I video mode?
Right.
I literally was in 2 online dynasties, and just yesterday I was like, hey guys, like I have to bow out of one. I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
And being a little bit older, I'm 40, and having a 7-month-old and
Oh,
a
yeah.
wife and a
That'll
full
do it.
career, it can be difficult at times.
Yeah.
So-
That's when you start just spending 20 minutes on the toilet just to get some peace and quiet. That's how that happens.
So now, I gotta wonder, because it's like anytime you do like something where you train a lot for specific things, you start to see things differently. Like your eyes watching the game are going to be different than my eyes because I'm not aware how things actually work to the level you are. Do you just see things differently? Like you see something, you're like, oh, that ability sucked. Like he didn't do the ability right. And is that kind of what happens now?
Yeah, I wish I was 18 and had the stick skills that I used to have.
Yeah,
but,
right. Don't we all?
I would say that there are some things that I've noticed as I progress through these tests. Like a good example was the armbar one. I noticed that when I come up to the defensive back, if I slightly angle myself towards the sidelines, I was getting more of the stiff arm animations. And so
See?
Look at that.
That's what I'm
That's it.
talking about.
it just took a little bit longer to get that test going. And then once I
Right.
got it, I was like, okay, all right. And now I notice in a game, I'll slightly angle towards the sidelines. I'm going to use that. Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, good to know. All right.
All right, so ODB, why don't you tell our audience, hey, how and where can they find you? Where can they subscribe? Give us the dirt. Let us know, so we can blow you up here.
Yeah, so YouTube, ODB_BZA. You'll see a yellow wannabe Wu-Tang Clan graphic there.
Nice.
I'm also on X and TikTok with ODB_BZA.
Oh, I got to follow you on TikTok. I don't think I
No,
found you
there you
yet.
go. Right on, man. And
So-
that's where you see these videos. You also have some gameplay videos up there.
He's on Reddit too. That's where I found him.
There
He's
you
on
go.
Reddit and he's posting these in the gaming forums. They're the subreddits.
Right.
And
guys, it's good information. It's well presented.
yeah,
The
no, these videos are awesome.
Yeah, they're well put together and they're made in a way that you can understand what's going on, how the test is working, and what the skill is actually doing.
Yeah, and I'm glad I met you because now I feel like I will get better at the game and I need it nowadays.
Because we got those old thumbs too.
Yeah, dude, I can't. Dude, I'm not
Yep.
17 anymore, where I could just win on the sticks.
Yep.
Now I gotta outthink everybody. All right, so Al, before we wrap
Yep.
this up, do we have a closing sponsor?
We do have a closing sponsor. It
Okay.
is Beef Curtains Deli. Come
Nice.
on down and enjoy Beef Curtains, home to the tangiest roast beef in Revere. The meat is always the main attraction of Beef Curtains, and we know we'll be able to satisfy your hunger. And don't worry, our meat is properly aged. Let us know how pink you like it. Available with or without cheese.
All right. ODB, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a part of our show. Thank you for educating us and, doing your thing. And we will definitely have you back on, especially when 27 comes out and we have to learn, about all the new abilities and everything that's going on. We're going to bring you back on. What's up, man?
So that's it. Close it up.
Okay,
Set for
Anthony Scafachi.
I'm Alan Gigax.
This has been a balls deep production of the Scafachiverse podcast. We are out.